Alright, so here's the setup for Lab 7. You'll need one of these with a clamp and one of these clamps with a light socket. I just picked up a 100-watt frosted bulb and one of these. So looks like the socket is 30 centimeters from the table. That seems to work pretty well, about roughly. So first attach this. Alright, then screw the light bulb in. Check, make sure it works. Alright, you'll need a piece of white and black paper to start. And just kind of line those up, center them underneath the light bulb there. Perfect. Alright, you're going to need to plug your iPad into the lightning extender cable because you're going to use the FLIR 1 thermal camera, and that doesn't plug directly into here with the case on. And so what I did here, I'll show you. To make this attach, I put the thermal camera on one of our red stands, kind of with the camera right there, and I used just a rubber band to keep it on there so it doesn't fall off. And I just pointed it and aimed it, right, directing it, centering it underneath the light bulb there. So that's the setup to get started. On your iPad, go ahead and open up the FLIR 1 app. Looks like I need to turn the thermal sensor on, so I can hit the button on the device. Sometimes it takes a few seconds to actually connect. Okay, there we go. Alright, it looks like I need to make some adjustments on my thermal sensor to get it to aim kind of more directly at the paper. There we go. That's better. Alright, now it's telling me that the temperature is about 23 degrees Celsius, and that sounds about right. The room temperature should be about 21, 22, 23, 24 degrees. It's December right now. It's actually snowing outside. It's supposed to get like 8 inches of snow right now, so it's not super warm in the room, so I don't expect this to be too high. What I need you to do is make sure to calibrate it by selecting this icon down here, and that'll let it kind of make sure that it's getting the right temperatures. Also, make sure you're in Celsius. If you're not, go to Settings, Temperature Unit, and make sure that it's in Celsius. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take my initial photo of my starting temperatures here. All right, then I'm going to go and turn the light bulb on and let it be on for a minute. So you can see that already there's dramatic change in the temperature of the paper. And again, I've just got the light bulb turned on, and I've got the thermal sensor pointed right there at the center of the intersection of the two pieces of paper. After a minute's gone by, you can go ahead and calibrate this again if you need to by selecting that button and then taking your after picture. Okay? You can go ahead and turn off the light bulb on your setup too and just let things cool off. Alright, to get the data for your write-up, go ahead and access the images that you just took. So here's the before. You can scroll down and see which paper was which. You can select the edit button. Alright, and you can move this temperature cursor around and kind of write down what you believe to be a good representative of the starting temperature. I would write 23.8, and they should both be the same. Yeah, 23.8. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the new one, and again you can see which paper sample was which here. And then so the black paper is on the bottom, the white paper is on the top. I'm going to go select edit, move the cursor around again. I'm going to kind of find a different, okay, so it looks like this time the black paper was 34.3, so it went up quite a lot, versus maybe 27.5. So I'm going to write those numbers down in my data table for the kind of the temperature change that we got over 1 minute. So now why don't you go ahead and do your own investigation instead of white and black, you know, kind of do your own comparison a few times and compare some different colors of your choosing and include that data in the data table as well. If you need to obtain screenshots for the write-up, you can always do that through here and just take screenshots as you need to. All right, that's it for obtaining the temperatures. All right, now let's take a look and see how to obtain the light sensor readings. All right, here's how to get the reflectivity or the light sensor readings. So obtain a light sensor. This is the sensor. Toggle it to the 0 to 6,000 range. Okay, that should work pretty well for this application. So just go to the meter screen of the LabQuest so you can see the actual readout. And then all you're going to do is turn the light on. Just do one paper sample at a time. Turn the light on and just aim the light sensor at the paper sample, just a little bit off the paper sample at about 5 centimeters or so. And I'm just aiming at the center of the paper sample underneath the light bulb. And then I'm just going to write down my lux, just the live reading. So like it's currently reading at 5,600. I'm just going to write that down. And I'll switch out to the black paper. Okay, again, get it at about 5 centimeters. And then write down that live reading, so like 1,500 for the black paper in this case. And you're going to do the same thing with whatever other paper samples you used in the other part of the lab investigation. That's how you're going to get the reflectivity or the light meter readings in Lux.